Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So the last few days have been busy. I feel like that's every time I start an update video. That's kind of what I always say because, well, we're extremely busy. There is so much stuff to get done here that it's honestly kind of ridiculous. But so yesterday we had some more roofers come out to give us an estimate and a quote for the roof. We have not yet got the official quotes yet or not, but I was talking to the guy. He actually bought bread from me. Like I had just made bread, and I was telling him that I make bread and yada yada yada. And he's like, I would love some bread. Like I would just absolutely love it. And I was like, well, actually, I just pulled some out of the oven like 10 minutes ago. If you want to buy it, he's like, oh, I would love that. So we bought some bread. So I thought that was cool. But so we ended up chatting him up for quite a while, and then asking him questions about the roof and just random guesstimates of what he thinks that things would cost, like redoing the porch roof that's falling down. So I asked him how much he thought that would cost for them to take it down, rebuild it, and add obviously new roofing on it. And he said that it would probably be around the $5,000 mark. And that's kind of insane. Like it is not a very big porch. It's not that high up. I mean, there's the deck right here, but then there's just the porch roof, and it really isn't that big of a porch roof. So he was actually giving me some instructions on basically how to do it ourselves to save thousands upon thousands of dollars. So that's probably what we're gonna do. It's already hanging by a 4x4. I would say a thread, but it's a 4x4. So right over there is a 4x4 that is supporting up part of the porch, because shortly after we moved in, we noticed it started sagging, and then it started sagging more, and then it started really sagging once the starling birds came and built nests in it, and then snakes have got up in there to try to eat the baby birds, and yeah, so it needs to come down before it falls down and break stuff. So that is something that I'm going to end up conquering on my own, at least removing it by ourselves, because all of the roofers that we've talked to say that it's going to be weeks to months before anything can get done yet, which is all right, because we found out that the roof for the house isn't in that horrible of shape. It needs replaced. But the guy that came out yesterday, it's kind of weird because you'd think that all the roofers would come up and get on the roof, but no, only one so far has gone up on the roof. But he had actually said that we could probably even wait till next year to get it done, but we'd rather just get it done, get it over with before winter, and not have to bother with it, since we have to redo that chimney so that way we can have a wood burner. There's just so many things that we have to do that it just makes it easier if the roof's already done. So we are still contending with the massive drought. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell on camera or not, but that field over there, it is so dry out that it honestly keeps looking like there's like smoke or fog across the field, because it is just so dry that there's just dust everywhere. It is calling for rain on Sunday, so it's only like a 50-something% chance of rain, but that's better than the 3% chance that we've been having all the time. The soil, even in the shady areas now, has huge deep cracks in it, because of everything just being so dry. And here it's a very clay like soil, so it cracks and has deep fissures in it when it gets really dry. So we've been working on watering the garden. We got everything watered last night. It was kind of a bit of a chore to do, just because there's so much that needs watered, and since it's so dry, it needed to be deeply watered. We also yesterday, Tracy and Willie, with a little bit of help from our neighbor boy and a little bit of help from me, I was just walking by and they're like, here, hold this, and I'm like, okay. But so we got one of these little Shelter Logic shed thingies put up, so that way we have a space to store our lawnmower, so it's not just randomly in the yard with a tarp over top of it. So we got that at Menards for, I think it was like $250, and it's a 10 by 10 little shelter thing. So it has a roll up little door thing that you can zip up and down. So it's a nice little storage shed. We're probably going to put some pallets in there, so we can store hay for the animals in there. We also went yesterday and we got some more hay because we ran out, which is just, constant farm life of, needing more animal feed and needing more hay. And then the other thing is I got accepted into doing another farmer's market that actually starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna, everybody already knows that I do the Canton Farmer's Market, and I just started in the past week or two, I think it was a week and a half ago or something. I don't remember when it was. It was on May 28th, I remember that. But so I just started another market, the Jewett Open Air Market. That's, just a couple Sundays a month. And then now I got signed up to do the North Canton Market, which that is actually a year-round market. And I signed up to do the whole year-round thing. So that way I can, sell bread year-round and make money year-round. So that starts tomorrow. So I've been busy today getting all of the dough made and getting things, prepared and ready to go for that. We also moved the ducks and the ducks and the geese into their own little paddock here. We've been working on this paddock on and off for like a month now, but it just keeps going to the back burner. But so we, with getting the geese and having more ducks now, we basically needed some other place to put them. So we got this little paddock here. It's right next to Wilbur and Ferdinand's area. So it's just basically like a long chute type thing that they can, run around and eat grass. So the goslings are getting bigger. They're very happy. They've adjusted to living with us, so they're very content. And then the ducks, they're doing well as well. So we've been successful at keeping all of the raccoons and predators out of the barn. After we made a bunch of modifications after the last incident happened, we haven't had any issues since then. So that's a huge relief. But because that night that all that crazy hoopla happened inside of the barn, I had also seen a possum coming over towards the turkeys area. Now the turkeys and everybody has been being locked up at night into the main chicken coop area, and it is very crowded in there. So, in the next few days, I really got to get it so that way the turkeys can stay in their area overnight. I basically will just put a chicken wire bottom in here, so that way nothing can dig underneath to get the turkeys. So I'll show you guys the turkeys because they're getting big. We for sure have 2 toms. So Tracy's been calling one turkey lurkey, and I've been calling one tomfoolery. So we're only going to keep one. So one of them will most likely end up becoming Thanksgiving dinner. And then the rest of them are all hens. So worked out pretty good because ultimately we want to be able to breed these guys next spring and be able to sell turkey poults, and maybe even some like pasture raised turkey for people, but that part's kind of up in the air. We for sure know that we want to hatch out baby birds and sell them. Just like that's the same plan for the geese and for the other ducks that we have. We already have an incubator, so it's kind of a no-brainer. Right now we got, with the duck eggs that we incubated when we first got here, those hatched out and we only got 4 ducks out of that. So I was talking to the lady that I bought the geese from, and she said that ducks are kind of finicky and kind of weird with hatching. They're very unpredictable. So now that I know that, now I don't have, my hopes held really high for how many ducks will hatch out. Even though, all of those eggs were developing, only 4 hatched. So it is what it is. But so we currently have some quail eggs in the incubator. Those should be hatching, I think in like 10 more days, 9 or 10, something like that, maybe 11. I don't remember. So that's once those are all done, then we're gonna throw some more duck eggs in because we do like to eat duck meat, and we don't have enough ducks for that. You don't eat off your breeding stock. That's kind of foolish. So, and then we got later on this week, since it's been cooler, we're finally out of that heat wave. So later this week, we're going to actually breed some rabbits again to get them going. We're not going to breed back any of the ones that just had babies. We're going to breed Bama. Her babies they're butcher size, but we have not butchered them. They're both females, so we're planning on potentially keeping one of them to be another breeder, because we really enjoy the rabbit meat, and the manure is great for the garden, and well, we make dog food, so we have to make sure that not only we're having enough food and enough meat in our systems, we got to make sure that we're able to supply the dogs with enough stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it. So yeah, it's been a very busy, eventful last few days. Oh, and one of the coolest things that happened, Tracy actually learned how to make mayonnaise. So, because she was like, oh crap, we forgot to get mayonnaise while we were at the store. And I was like, well, you could just try to make some. Like, we've been wanting to venture into making our own condiments now for a while. And she was like, yeah, I don't really want to. And then she looked it up and she's like, okay, that looks ridiculously simple. We have every ingredient we need for it. So she made some mayonnaise. And then she made some macaroni salad and made some more mayonnaise to make the macaroni salad. And it's really good. Like, if y'all have not tried homemade mayonnaise, like, it is really delightful. But yeah, so now we're pretty much just on a let's just make it ourselves kick. Because it actually only costs like probably 30 cents to maybe 50 cents to make a quart-sized jar. And, mayonnaise at the store, even for cheap mayonnaise, is, like $5, $6, $7. I don't even know. Tracy would know. I don't know. She's better at remembering prices and noticing that stuff. But yeah, see, there's the haziness of the field. I'll step out of the way so that way you guys can kind of see. It's kind of wild. I'm surprised that the beans are actually coming up in that field because of how dry it's been. But hopefully we get some rain soon. Otherwise, everybody's going to be kind of in trouble that's in the Midwest and is growing food, because this is the only reason that we're able to be okay throughout all of this is because we are such a small scale farm that we can take the time to hand water everything with little watering cans to save water so we're not running the well dry. And we're also in an area that tends to be kind of more wetter than normal. There's, if you've seen any of my videos from when we first got here, everything was really, really wet because there's a lot of springs on our property, but those have even dried up. Like the main spring that we have that I was watering everything with, that's like just a puddle right now. Like there's no water running, there's no nothing. So it's kind of a doozy. But yeah, so everything is definitely coming along, and we're definitely moving ahead and definitely staying busy. But that's it for today. I got some fruit trees to get planted, to get in the ground. I was going to do it yesterday, but ended up getting sidetracked because my sister called me, and then we were, chit-chatting for a while, and then helped them with the shed, and the roofer was here for forever, and, just a million things, just life. So I'm going to get them planted and get some berry bushes planted, and then work on making bread for the market tomorrow. So, yeah, if you guys are enjoying this content, please give my video a thumbs up, share it to your social media, and also don't forget to subscribe to help us grow. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.